When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
No, we didn't just click go live on one of our recording days. We are live for the first episode of Night of the Seven Kings. First episode, the Hedge Knight. We're breaking it down tonight. That opening is what you see is what will be coming next to TV Chronicles after what's currently on the channel is done airing. We're here. We did this with The Last of Us. Previously, we broke down an entire season. Then we watched step by step and went through it. And all of our thoughts were on that one. So now we're doing it with Game of Thrones, which is kind of fitting that this one came out when House of Dragon and this will be coming out apparently this year. And we are currently walking through Game of Thrones. So as soon as we end this, we are going to go and do our recorded show. But first up, Mark, how are you? We're in Westeros. We're back in Westeros. Weird, different timeline. How was your viewing experience?
Not bad. Near the end of it, viewing experience almost got derailed because I'm preparing, even though I'm getting the least of it over here. I'm preparing for like my march on the wall because it's about to get down there. I mean, listen, I'll just say this: being in Texas, every time Ted Cruz leaves the country, I know my state is fucked. Like it has happened too many times at this point.
Yes, I forget. Yeah, the funny thing is I'm in the middle ground and I normally get hit with snow. We're currently like, we're going to be fine. Where we're at, no big deal. Everybody else below us, fuck off. But still, there was no milk or bread to be found in a Walmart, which is still one of the funniest things in the world to me is like milk and bread and eggs. Go to the fucking frozen pizza section, buddy. Like, get yourself, like, what are you going to eat the eggs whole? Like, when your power goes out, what are you doing with that? Like, milk cereal. Like, cereal should be, I don't know. It's been a mad chaos. I feel bad for you, and Texas doesn't know how to handle any of that. So, good luck to you, good sir. Matt, how are you? I've heard near your part, 3 to 16 inches or something like that. Or like, who knows?
Somewhere between like 2 and 2,000 inches I've been hearing all week long. So I don't know. We're going to have to see where we land.
It's the craziest snowstorm that's ever going to happen where you're going to get nothing or everything under the sun. Day after tomorrow is coming or a sprinkle.
Just Saturday.
Yeah, my kid's school called off like it was like the day, and we're not even getting anything. I'm like, why are you home?
Oh, man. Yeah, I was excited to get a new Game of Thrones to watch, and I didn't have to go to work on Mondays. I was like, oh, sweet, I get to stay up and watch Game of Thrones live. And then I saw it was like at 10 o'clock at night. I was like, I'll watch it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I thought it was 10 too. I was like, listen here, Hedge Knight, get your ass on the screen like a little earlier. Not that I watched it early. I saved it for the end. But yeah, kind of how we do it is we break about the stuff we liked about it, stuff we didn't like about it. Yeah, we'll just go through it real quick. I like being back in Westeros. I'll just say that. I enjoy the time. I enjoy the world. I enjoy everything that he's created. I like the character of Dunk. I do. I think it's very thing. I want to know how you guys felt overall. Did you guys expect it to be as slapstickish as it is? Do you guys have any like frame of reference on the source material? Did you guys ever read any of this, or is this all fresh to you?
I did read the story back when I did like the whole deep dive into all the books and everything, like after like the second or third season of the show. But I didn't really remember much of it. I knew that it was pretty much like a kind of a pretty contained story, that it's not like all over the world with like a billion different characters. So I didn't know that. I didn't know it might have been a little bit sillier than I thought it was going to be, but I don't really remember if that's really the tone of the story or not. But I think it's really interesting to kind of get something a little bit different because I mean we got the Game of Thrones, we got House of Dragons, which is kind of just like Game of Thrones but earlier. So it's interesting that they're kind of going like almost a completely different direction with this show.
Yeah, I have no like frame of reference to this. Like I've only seen Game of Thrones. I never read any of the books. I still haven't watched House of the Dragon. Like, I mean, so whenever I guess that does come out, that'll be the first time watch for me doing that. But
we might have to do the recap of those like we did for
yeah.
No, I mean, I kind of did feel like it was a nice change of pace, honestly. Like, just especially because I mean, especially watching the show in real time, it's like, oh, like this is great. But it does feel like, oh, death is around every corner, and this is like, hey, what if we told like the story of A Knight's Tale with the sentiment of A Knight's Tale, but it's in Westeros? Like, what would that look like? And it's kind of like this, and like, and honestly, like I even though on some instances it kind of goes against, I think, what we think about the world of Westeros. Like it's just kind of nice just to have a bit of a hangout in Westeros without worrying about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do a good job of setting the tone like right away because you have like him burying his knight that he was squiring for. Then he's gonna go on this epic quest. You get the Game of Thrones music starts, and then just cut to him just like shitting all over the place.
Yeah, it was a very quick like like House of Dragon and Game of Thrones is just very serious all the time. Like there are moments of levity, but most of the time it's just dreary and just death and sadness everywhere. This is like it started with him like giving the eulogy and like getting slapped and like except that one time where you thought I did this bread, but it was somebody else and he hits against the post. I know you didn't mean it like that, and I was like, "Oh my god, wow, we are just we are setting this in Game of Thrones, but this is not the same tonal." And then
it's like they're putting Family Guy cutaway jokes in here.
Yeah, he's shitting away at the thing, and like even like there's one part where he stands there and like tries to enter this tournament, and the guy was like, "Are you knight? Is anybody there?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, just the birds." And he's like, "I will literally fuck you with a spot." Like all the serious, I'm just, and like even him, he was cracking. I was like, "This is just like a weird tonal switch," and it definitely feels like a character that's not made for this world. Kind of fish out of water. How he overall reacts, and he's just trying to make it as a knight, but doesn't really have any. He doesn't have a bannerment. He doesn't have a place. He doesn't really have anything to hold his name to. So he's kind of going through blind. So I think that was a very interesting spin on this. I wouldn't say I'm lacking action because it's episode 1, but I was like, I was lacking like a little bit of like where are we going in this? Because Matt told me something on call, but like I guess that's public record if you already know it. But it's like supposed to be set in this one area this entire time. Like this whole season is supposed to be this tournament, which I think is a bold take that we're just going to be in. I don't remember a Game of Thrones moment where we spend one place at one like a whole time. Even House of Dragons, we bounce.
Yeah.
So that's a bold strategy in my eyes. That like you have to have the thing. The one because what I read or what I've seen is House of Dragons is like 170 years before the telling of Game of Thrones. This is like 70 years or 80 years after that, and like 90 or 80 years before Thrones. Yeah. So like this is like the middle because we see a Baratheon, so that's really interesting. Which great, he is great. Like I don't know that actor from anything, and the moment he shows up, and I just we just got through a Game of Thrones episode, but it's like black of hair. I'm like, that's a Baratheon. That
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to be a Baratheon. And then the
It could
hordes
be
and
Robert's
everything.
like great great grandpa or something.
Yeah. So it's just a really cool, like, how he reacts to it all, and like how everybody around him, seems like they know the systems.
Mhm.
He doesn't know the systems, and he feels like that like big tall just dummy, and he's supposed to win. And like he has 3 horses, which I think is comical alone, that he has to like go around every place with 3 horses and only like rides one of them, which I think is just that's so weird to me. Like I don't know why, but it's just like, so everything just seems situational and funny. I don't know. I hope it keeps my attention for the full run, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we should get there because I think we're going to meet new characters and stuff. That's going to be interesting. And he's got his little sidekick egg that he meets and joins him on the mission.
And that, I know that's already been established, so that's fine. But that's one of those weird things that is sweeping Hollywood and television now or whatever, that you have to pair up a brute or somebody with a child and like have him take care of the child. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it feels like we're on that trope in that one note, and I just hope both characters are interesting enough that I just don't get annoyed that, because like I can already see what happens. The kid's going to be in peril, and he's going to have to do something to save the child, and like that shows like they're connected, and I'm just like, do I give a shit? I don't know.
I don't know. Egg seems like he knows what's going on more than Dunk, so it might be the other way around.
True. I don't know. I have my the best thing I can say is I have my reservations on this alone. It just felt like the most un-Game of Thrones show that I've ever seen, and I bet that's not hitting well with a ton of people overall.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a bold move by HBO.
Because if you did the Game of Thrones where he blows shit out the back of the thing, like somebody takes a sword and stabs him in the front, like that's how it would have went. He just got to poop freely, which is just, I still don't understand why he's standing and pooping. That just seems like a weird combo to me. But
well, I mean, there's no toilet, so
yeah, but I know. But he squats like.
I mean, I would have expected him to squat more. Like then
me too. Like,
he's getting shit on his pants and stuff. Like
I've seen people shit before on the side of things. This man is like full on just pushing it out the back and like and good.
He's a big guy. He doesn't have good balance.
I just also think, I don't know how, I guess if this is the whole tournament, Baratheon's going to be there the whole time. He's a madman. He's absolutely crazy, and I loved every second of him. He's like, what did you bring me? What? Like, what did you bring me? You come here for my dinner and bring me? Even the poorest men have brought me something. What are you here for? Supper? Like he just is so offended. This man just used it, and that's what Dunk has to basically do, because Dunk is poor as shit. It's like he don't got anything. So this is just, you see how he's just eating everything inside because he's trying to fuel that giant tank. I mean, he's
kind of cool to look at it, like, because I mean, like in Game of Thrones, some of these characters are pretty ridiculous, and you don't really realize it till you're seeing it from like a common folks point of view, when you get to just see all the madness and stuff that they got going on, which is just normal stuff for them, because I mean they're doing this stuff every day probably, but for someone else just seeing this, it's like the same thing in the Game of Thrones where you got all this craziness going on and just the common folk are just like running around and you don't even really get to, it's like they're not really even really there. So it's interesting to see it from the other side.
I don't know. Being into the Game of Thrones world, I think I still would have been thrown by those like 3 hookers he kept being in contact with, especially them doing like some weird dead play thing. Like I don't know what the hell that was all about.
I also am curious because the Targaryens are still in control of Westeros at this point. Like they're not, they don't lose it till way late, or till another Baratheon takes it. But his name, I looked him up because I was so curious what he's been in, like the Marvels and other stuff. But the Laughing Storm is his nickname, which I think is which is on IMDb. We haven't heard it, but I'm curious of what that means. But him and that Dunk dancing in that is one of like the all-time like I was losing it. I thought, and again, I don't remember laughing that much at a Game of Thrones episode as I did in this one. So the jokes that they were telling was actually hitting, which I think is impressive alone. Like, and it could have been the fact that I was laughing because I was so not expecting it. So I thought like it was just out of the blue, like what? Like I was getting whiplash because I was like, what am I seeing? Like, what did I expect here? But no, I overall, I really did enjoy the first episode. I'm kind of curious where they go. I do always like the knighting and like joust stuff in Game of Thrones. I wish they did that stuff more. But like, are they going to match the brutality? I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see that. That's kind of where I'm looking at. Is like, I don't need like head crushing open, like murderous, like that as level, but like I need something. I need a javelin in the fucking jugular and pouring
sure
blood.
that part
Like,
be
it's gotta be, right?
It's really weird that we didn't even see him fight once. Or like do anything combat related at all.
I mean, he probably never has. He's just been a squire this whole time, and now he just thinks he's going to go in here and do this. And he's been told, if you lose all your shit. All your shit will go to whoever beats you if you lose. So,
and I think you get that view from him too, is because when he sees that one guy training, his face is like, fuck, this dude's got some moves that I don't got. Like, he looked like he didn't have his horses with him, but he like looked like, I don't know if I'm gonna have my horses. The guy, why don't you get in here? I got somewhere to be. Like,
no spoilers for when I get in there. So don't want you to see what moves I got.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating though, like how it's all gonna work, because he's like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
But wants to achieve more
forever, like squiring for the guy. I mean, I assume that's kind of what happens to a lot of the knights, is they squire for a night long enough, and then as he gets old and gets ready to go, he makes you a knight, and then you carry it on. It doesn't seem like his
big fucking knight. He's a big fucking knight to be a squire. Like, he's a big fucking guy. Like, I've only seen two other guys in Game of Thrones, three other people in Game of Thrones that size, and they're all fucking brutality fucking people, and he seems like, I don't know if I can do this. What do you guys think of Egg? Do you like Egg? Do you think you're gonna like? Is that not gonna be about?
I mean, I'm interested in Egg. It definitely seems like there's more going on with Egg that meets the eye. It's definitely. I could see though where it could go in the kind of the other way. Sometimes where you get like the show where you get like the young kid that's like acting like way more advanced than a young kid should be acting, and sometimes that can get annoying. But I don't know.
I feel like we didn't. I don't know. At least for me, I don't even know if I felt like I saw him enough to have like a real opinion about it. I mean, seems okay. It didn't even hit me honestly till you said it about like the like little guy being escorted with like the big dude. I'm like, oh, like this isn't done by like Disney or something. Like this isn't like we're not doing like Mandalorian and Grogu again.
Yeah. I think this is really a bold thing by HBO to kind of do this, because like I said, it's completely different than any of the Game of Thrones stuff they do. So it's kind of, because I mean, if this works, then that opens up the different kinds of stories they can tell in this universe. Whereas if this doesn't work, we're pretty much going to get more Game of Thrones type stuff.
Yeah, like I think if this works, you can go to Dorne, you can go to a lot of different places and like tell different stories from different like people. You can do stories about one-off people rising or falling or doing something. Maybe this will give them the green light to do the Robert's Rebellion, like, you know, like that would be fucking lit, because we already know that story. I think I think the interesting part of it, like I thought Dunk was like Game of Thrones. I saw two women seemed to be in a position. I was like, oh, Dunk's about to get laid probably for the first time. We're about to go through that with him. They were very mindful of that for one of Game of Thrones, which I was really surprised with, because in other seasons they would have just been sitting there topless. They just weren't, which is they're evolving. The funny thing is about the episode 1 is like in Last of Us, we bounce. This one, pretty straight to the point. Like he gets there, he is going to sign up for the battle. Egg is now going to work with him at the end, and we'll find out where the battle goes. So it's not going to be a very long episode for us tonight, because we're just introducing to all these characters. There's not even that many characters introduced that we actually know much about. But I am interested. I do love when the theme comes back. That's always one of those like high moments for me.
It'll be interesting to see next week if it has like I'm assuming it has to have like its own theme song and stuff. Does House of Dragon Does House of Dragons have its own, or does it use the?
I think it uses the same one. Yeah. I think it just the different. I think it's the different gears and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll be interesting to see what they do.
Hey, everybody! Yeah. I think everybody had a problem when that first came out. Like, go get your own. I'm like, no, you can keep that thing. Like, you can keep that thing. We know exactly what that is. All I know for next episode is we have the title is the hard salt beef is the title. So who knows what that's going to really lead into?
Maybe it's just about what they have for breakfast. Who knows?
Yeah, if Matt said anything, we're going to stay in one location. So that's really interesting where this will go. Any final thoughts on this episode before we wrap?
I think it did a good job of kind of just setting up the world and setting up these two characters a little bit, and to be curious to see what happens.
I kind of stand on what I'll just sandwich it kind of what I said at the beginning. I like that it's a different type of story. I'm curious how it's going to play out, and see like if they can have a different tone but still feel like Game of Thrones by the end.
Yeah. See if somebody's head gets split at the end. Currently on the channel, TV Chronicles, we are going through season 2 of True Detective.
Sorry.
Stay with us. It gets slightly better.
It gets better.
By the way, probably our best content from Matt is on that one. So go check it out. We are miserable the entire fucking time. All three of us are miserable.
I think we need to start just throwing in a horrible show in with 2 good shows, because I think that's where we really get our best content.
Well, we might be on to that for one of these. We'll talk about that later. 2 is we're doing Succession. I think we're into season 2 on the current episode, and then we are.
And then Cody's favorite show, The Leftovers, also season 2.
Yeah, The Leftovers. Go eat some mushrooms and just watch it. Whatever, it's going to be a fucking weird time. All right, we'll catch you next time. And again, future, you'll see the outro. Season 3 will be a month after.
This outro hasn't been revealed to you yet in the other show, but you're getting a sneak peek.
Well, you already saw the intro. It was already there too. Yeah, but that's what's happening. Have a good night.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.